All right. First of all, if I could have a few words from the father of the bride, Douglas.
Don't applaud before I started. So, fellow Scots, Kiwis, people from Ulster, and the rest of you who are unfortunate enough not to be from any of these places, you're very, very welcome at this wedding. It's lovely to see this extremely happy couple, and long may they remain like that. Now, I'll just tell you a wee bit about Katrina's background, and then I'll say something about Michael. Katrina, it's been a long, long journey for Katrina to come here, because it started, I guess, at the beginning of 2003, when I had a sabbatical leave in Munich in Germany for a year, and much to her, Katrina was dragged from her final year at high school to join us in Munich. But she very quickly realized that the social life in Munich absolutely hammered that in Christchurch, New Zealand, and also very quickly became fluent in German, and she decided that she would stay on there once we left, the perfect way of getting rid of your parents. So she became an au pair with a very nice family for a year, and then decided that she wanted to stimulate her brain more. And so she enrolled in a translation and interpreting college in Munich and did a qualification there, and then decided that she'd really like to go to university. And by that time, she was getting a bit tired of the Germans, so she decided that she would move to the UK, and she ended up in my own hometown at Harriet University, Edinburgh. And then she studied there for a while and got a degree from there, worked in Edinburgh for a bit, and then moved to become the front of house manager, I think you're called, aren't you? That's right, at the Malmaison Hotel downtown in Belfast. And after a while, that wasn't very stimulating, so she got the job with Allen and Overy, and that's where she met Michael, and I don't need to tell you the rest. Now, we're very, very thrilled to have Michael as part of the family, and to merge the families with Stevie and Valerie. The first time we met Michael was a couple of years ago, almost exactly, in Edinburgh, when they came over, and we were over from New Zealand at Easter time. And we were both very impressed from the very beginning, not only with Michael as a person, but with the fact that he made Katrina so happy, which is really very nice. They were obviously very happy together. And one of those days, the girls went off, did what you do in a city with a mile-long main street with a castle on one side and shops on the other. And the boys went and had some bonding time. And it was really, really interesting for me to get to know Michael a bit better, to find out, for example, that this was a man of real culture, that he intended to study the history of art at Queen's University, but as universities do these days, they decided that wasn't a good enough payer of fees, etc., and so they closed the program down. But it was clear that this was a man of some culture and interest and certainly intelligence. So we're very happy that it's come to this, and he's blushing a bit here. We're very, very pleased indeed, Michael, to have you as our son-in-law. And you're no longer the son-in-law elect, as I refer to you, but those of you that know the Mikado will know where that comes from. Now, there is one other person in this room here who was actually at Vivian and my wedding. I mean, apart from Vivian, of course. My friend of 44 years, James Wildgood's over there. And he will remember that at his wedding, something happened, the same thing happened as at my wedding. There's a little touch of the muse came on from that very, very famous Scottish poet, William Topaz McGonagall. I don't know if you've heard of him. Many people have heard of McGonagall.
Yes.
John's favourite.
Well, McGonagall was a truly great and somewhat underrated poet in Scotland, second only perhaps to the great Robbie Burns. And he couldn't quite understand why he didn't get real fame in his lifetime, but his muse sometimes hits me, and it seems to do at weddings. So we have this little poem here, and I think you'll understand why McGonagall was definitely underrated when you read this, when you see this poem, which I'm now going to have to get back into my phone for. Technology is wonderful, isn't it? One of the things, by the way, that we've noticed here is I guess it's a Belfast and Northern Ireland thing, the use of the word we. Would you like a wee receipt? Would you like a wee drink? Would you like a wee sleep? I can't Yeah, well, I won't go into what happens when you want to weep, but that's anyway, that comes into this already. Beautiful Katrina, and your elegant, extensive man, Michael Rice. We're thrilled to be celebrating this occasion of your splice here in Belfast, a most historic city where even the drizzle does nothing to damage our party or make it fizzle. What a grand sight you two are on this day, March 9 and 20, amid all this food and drink aplenty. Can't you've come far from your roots in NZ, 12,000 miles and more, it can be said, or more than 19,000 kilometres, if you must be metric, to arrive at last here in Ireland, the land of St. Patrick. To arrive as a highly competent, caring and wise wee wife of a fine husband well fitted to share your life. Starting on this day, March 9 and 20, amid all this food and drink aplenty. Enough of this waffle. On with the proceedings, with drinks and toasts and tons of feedings. Let's raise ourselves and then full glasses to wish this most lovely of Kiwi lasses and her fine Irish man each a grand catch for the other, a long life, full of love, joy, blessings and weans together. I thought you were going to toast them here, but never mind, we'll do that.
Thank you very much, Douglas. A few words from Stephen.
Hey, Michael. Cheers.
Right, well, you'll be glad to hear I'm actually going to make a speech as such, but there are a few things that I do want to say. On behalf of us all, I'd like to thank Douglas and Vivian for inviting us all to be here today to celebrate Michael and Katrina's marriage. And then permission to say the following. The eldest Mrs. Rice and I are delighted to welcome the newest Mrs. Rice into the family. Katrina, lovely to have you.
Thank you.
That's it.
I just want to start by thanking everyone for coming and joining us today. I know some of you have travelled from quite far away, and other people from closer, but we really appreciate everyone who's made it today. Katrina and I both appreciate everyone's efforts to be here, and we're glad that you could share today with us. I want to thank Douglas and Vivian for being very generous organising the wedding today. They've taken care of everything, pretty much. But they've been very helpful, very considerate, very patient. I think everything has come off brilliantly, so I want to thank them for that. And more importantly, I want to thank them for welcoming me to their family. Anytime we've spent time with them or when they've been here in New Zealand, they feel very welcome. And it's, I've been welcomed to the family, open arms, that's been very good. So I appreciate their efforts they made to make me feel welcome. I need to thank my mum and dad. They've helped with the wedding as well. They've helped pay for some of the stuff as well, contributed, and I both appreciate that. Also want to thank them for welcoming Katrina into our family. And they go out of their way to make sure Katrina feels at home when she's so far away from her own family. So thank them both for that. I want to thank my Aunt Mary and Uncle Kevin, who've also been very generous and have contributed to the wedding. They've provided the cake that we'll all be eating later. And also they helped us out with our honeymoon. And I appreciate how lucky I am having such a loving family who support me. So thank you. I want to thank Hamish for doing the reading during the ceremony. We asked two people and Hamish said yes, and Emily said Hamish has moved up in the packing order. One, thank Dervla for her help at the wedding. She looks amazing. She's been very good with Kat running her about and doing all the stuff the bridesmaids do. And I also hear that she's taking credit for getting us together, so it's kind of true. in a roundabout way, so thank Dermot for that. Without Dermot, I would never met Katrina. Lastly, I'm supposed to thank David, but he hasn't done the speech, so I don't know if I want to thank him yet, so I'll do that later if it's good enough. And that's it. And then that's it. We'll have it together.
Payback day.
Friends and family, standing here now, fulfilling my role as Michael's best man, I view this speech as a huge honour and as a great opportunity. It's an honour because you are Michael and Katrina's nearest and dearest, the select group of people they wanted to spend their special day with. The reason I view this speech as an opportunity is because I had waited 9 long years to get revenge on my baby brother. Hope you're comfortable, this could take a while. So, where do I start with Michael? Well, he's handsome, witty, intelligent, he's Michael, I can't read your red here. What's that say? I'll just do my own one. Okay. Be more comfortable now. My little brother, Barry John Michael Rice, or Big BJ as some of his friends call him. Born on the 24th of October 1983, he is 6'8" tall and at one point weighed 23 stone. He's got a beard like a Viking warrior, he's got a head like a boxer, and ears like a 4-year-old girl. For those of you who haven't noticed, please take a moment to marvel at his tiny ears. You know what they say about men with small ears? They don't listen to their wives. Seriously though, unlike most traditional best man speeches which are full of filthy innuendo, I've promised Michael and Kat that if anything starts to sound even slightly risque, I'll whip it out straight away. That's the cleanest it gets. I can recall a time when Michael was born, and I clearly remember when he and Big Val brought him home from hospital. For weeks I'd been praying for a sister, and before I met him in real life, I was still hoping that Michael was actually a girl's name. Big Val will tell you he was not a small baby, about 9 pounds, Mum? 10.5. Although I'm pretty sure she exaggerates the birth story every time she tells it. I could have sworn recently that I heard her tell someone that the nurses had to take him to Belfast Zoo to get weighed. I'm not saying it was an ugly baby or anything, but for years the people of Glengormley wanted to know how I got an albino gorilla into a baby growth. Michael. At least one person loves you, Michael. Sorry. Michael loves musicals, and he's very protective about his Disney DVDs. Emily and Hannah love their Uncle Michael to bits, especially because they can borrow The Wizard of Oz or Mary Poppins whenever they want. Some of you might think I'm being a bit harsh, but please don't pass judgment just yet, at least until you've heard the story about one holiday when Mum and Dad took us to America. Michael and I were about 12 and 13, and we were having a swim in the hotel pool. I think he was a bit on edge because he just found out the dinner buffet wasn't all you can eat. We were fighting for some reason, and he ended up holding my head under the water for a good minute, maybe more. When I finally struggled free, got my breath back, I said, "Michael, you could have killed me there." He looked me straight in the face and said, "I know, that's what I was trying to do." Now, Michael didn't have much interest in girls while at school or university. However, he did make up for this when he moved jobs and started working for Allen and Overy. At different points, we were introduced to Big Debs, Tiny Teresa, Randy Rachel, and No Nonsense Nathan. Only one of those is made up, so I'll let you know. When Katrina wasn't given a silly nickname, we all knew that Michael and the family were taking her arrival very seriously. Now that I've mentioned Katrina, I want to be serious for a minute, but just a minute. Katrina, you and Dermot look amazing, and you've organised a superb day so far. Even now, as I'm standing here looking at such a beautiful bride, I'm thinking, how on earth did he do that? People will often say, they'll often look at a couple and say, well, he's clearly the reacher and she's the settler. Oops. Well, I want to speak on behalf of the entire Rice family and say that we are all very happy that Michael Rice has such freakishly long arms, because he is reaching way beyond his limits. to bring us an amazing daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, and auntie. You guys make each other happy, and it's clear for all to see. I wish you all the very best for your future together. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Rice, I wanted to get you a really cool wedding gift, but I have a wife and 2 kids to support, and money only goes so far, so you'll understand about 10 or 11 months. Instead, Katrina, I want to show you how you're making a positive difference in Michael's life. I'm hopefully going to use the lyrics of a song from one of Michael's favourite Disney movies to show you, Katrina, how this giant tattooed nerd is better off because he's married to you. This is Fixer Upper from Frozen. I'm not going to sing it. Is it the clumpy way he walks, or the grumpy way he talks, or the pear-shaped, square-shaped weirdness of his feet? And though we know he washes well, he always ends up sort of smelly. But you'll never meet a fella who's as sensitive and sweet. So he's a bit of a fixer-upper, so he's got a few flaws. His peculiar reindeer, love for a reindeer, that's a little outside nature's law. I have to keep that in because then it's song. So he's a bit of a fixer-upper, but this we're certain of, you can fix this fixer-upper up with a little bit of love. Is it the way that he runs scared, or that he's socially impaired, or that he only likes to tinkle in the woods? Are you holding back your fondness due to his unmanly blondness, or the way he covers up that he's the honest goods? He's just a bit of a fixer-upper. I can't believe getting emotional. I don't even like him. He's got a couple of bugs. His isolation is confirmation of his desperation for human hugs. So he's a bit of a fixer-upper. But we all know what to do. The way to fix up this fixer-upper is to fix him up with you. Now, I'm nearly finished, I promise. But if you would like to see any embarrassing pictures of Michael when he was younger, I've created a website. Please feel free to take out your smartphones later on, go online, and very carefully type in www.bigbj.weebly.com. Put it into your address bar. If you search Big BJ, listen, that's up to you. But www.bigbj.weebly.com. And now I've clearly said more than enough. So I would like to finish. I wanted to propose a toast. Can we still propose a toast, or could we just give the newest Mr. and Mrs. Rice a massive round of applause? Katrina and Michael.
Everybody here at Helton as well, we want to say congratulations. We hope you enjoy your evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm surprised Mr. Miles like maybe we're taking this on. There's no ideas right now. It told us that at nice. No, I just didn't like